What is going on, guys? My name is BlueZombie71 or Matthew, back with another video. Now, today we are going to be doing the first Fortnite Battle Royale top 5 on my channel. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys didn't see my last video, just sort of about an update what's going on the channel, go check out the last video I put up the other day. That's pretty much it. We're basically just going to be looking at the top 10 best locations on Fortnite. Now, these are basically how I'm ranking these, is that it has to be a location that is stated on the map. So, basically, if it has a name, it's eligible. Like, if it's just a random house in the middle of nowhere that has a lot of good loot, but doesn't have a name on the map, that is not eligible to be on this list. But anyways, let's just get right into the video. So coming in at the number 5 spot on the list, we have Loot Lake. Now, Loot Lake is a pretty good spot to go and get a bunch of stuff. You know, they have a lot of houses around there, got some big houses, and you can have some pretty good cover. There's some good building materials over there you can mine. So, a little hilly over there, so you can use those hills to the advantage. And it's sort of close to the center of the map, which is pretty nice. So depending on where the bus is going, you can get to that place fairly easily. Now, the only downside of Loot Lake is usually a ton of people jump out, especially when the bus goes close to there. Tons of people jump out of that spot rather, because they know that there's a lot of good loot there. So yeah, Loot Lake is a great place to go get a bunch of stuff, but make sure that there's not too many people going when you're going there, or else you may run into some problems. So Loot Lake comes in at number 5. Coming in at the number 4 spot on the list, we have Lonely Lodge. Now, Lonely Lodge is on the very eastern edge of the map, so unless like the bus goes in a very specific area, usually not too many people go there. The one thing that draws people to Lonely Lodge though is the big tall tower, and I try to go there multiple times, and sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't. So the big tall tower can have some pretty decent stuff at the top. When I went there for the first time, I was sort of underwhelmed, to be honest. I thought that there'd be more stuff up there than there was. But overall, it's still a pretty good spot. Again, not too many people go over there, which is a pretty good thing. So, and you know, there's the Wailing Woods nearby if you need to get wood. There's just some pretty good stuff over there. Like, yeah, the main lodge, which has some pretty good stuff in there. But yeah, other than that, Lonely Lodge comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have Flush Factory. Now, Flush Factory is at the very southwest area of the map, and again, if the bus goes by there, usually a lot of people go there, but if the bus does not go by there, then usually not too many people go there. So I played a game this morning, actually, and nobody went there with me. I was alone. I got everything to myself, and if it works out like that, then Flush Factory is a great place to go because you can get a ton of loot, quite a few chests there, and just some other good stuff. There's a lot of fences and cars around there, so you can get a lot of metal. There's some brick buildings there, so you can get some bricks. Other than that, I like Flush Factory. It is a pretty good place to go, and it comes in at number 2, or 3, sorry. Speaking of number 2, coming in at number 2, we have my personal favorite place to go, and that is Pleasant Park. Now, Pleasant Park is sort of off to sort of the northwestern side of the map, and what I like about Pleasant Park is it's pretty big, so there's, you know, quite a few buildings to go. Now, a lot of people, sometimes quite a few people go there, which isn't the best, so quite a few people go there, and that isn't a very good thing. But other than that, I really like Pleasant Park. It's got a lot of pretty big houses, and it's got that one big house, and other stuff like that. But the one reason I really like Pleasant Park is because it's very close to one of my favorite houses on the whole map. If you go on the map and you go just to the southwest of Pleasant Park, if you look on the map just southwest, you see a little circle of trees, and in the middle of those trees is a big brick house. And that is one of the best houses I find on the map. I go there pretty much like I'd say every other game. I go there at some point and just I get some really good stuff. A lot of green, blue, and purple weapons there. So that is a really good house to go to, and it's right by Pleasant Park. So usually like I'll hit up that house first and then go to Pleasant Park after. And yeah, I really like it for that reason. That's sort of my favorite spot to go on the map. And yeah, it's great and comes in at number 2. Now, A quick honorable mention I do want to throw in is the prison. Now, I know tons of people love to go to the prison, including myself. The downside is a lot of people do go there, but I really like going there. It's got some really good stuff and has a lot of chests and it's just a big place. But the reason it couldn't make the list is because there's not actually a name for it on the map. So I did want to throw it in. It probably would have come in at probably number one, two, or three had it been on the list, or had it been had a name rather. But since it doesn't have like a name location on the map, I couldn't put it on this list. But yeah, it comes in at an honorable mention. Now, coming in at the number one spot on the list. Now, this place probably isn't too, like, it doesn't have as much loot as most of the other places, and it's not even my personal favorite, but for this one reason I heard that it had to come in at number one, and this place comes in at number one. It is Anarchy Acres. Now, people probably are going to be like, why would you pick that as the number one thing on the list? Well, Anarchy Acres has quite a few chests, quite a few stuff to go to and get for the average player. So it's pretty good for the average player. But for the good player, this is one of the best spots on the map because if you think about it, most other places just have houses, and if you walk into a house, basically a camper can just be sitting there, and you can be the best player, but if a camper's sitting there with just got lucky with like a purple shotgun and a camper sitting there, he can just easily annihilate you just by, even if you're super good. Now, the reason Anarchy Acres is so good for this reason is because I found out that it's a lot more of an open sort of area, and it is a lot more open to skill. So you're a lot less likely to just get like annihilated from a stupid camper out of nowheres. So it has more skill to the combat, and I know a lot of good players appreciate that. Like they don't like for how noobs just can come in and just basically wreck them by just getting lucky and camping in a corner. So Anarchy Acres opens a lot more of it up to skill, and that is a big thing that good players really like. So it's not my personal favorite place to go, but it has to come in at number one just for that factor of being able to have more of an advantage if you're a good player. So that is the reason why Anarchy Acres comes in at number one. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this first Fortnite top 5 video. I'll be coming out with more top 5s, top 10s on Fortnite, and just a little bit of zombies coming up in the future. So yeah, I encourage you guys to check out the channel. Go follow my social media down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.